Welcome everyone. Today, I invite you to hear a blessing that Jan Richardson wrote for Pentecost in 2019. This is the blessing we cannot speak by ourselves. This is the blessing we cannot summon by our own devices, cannot shape to our own purposes, cannot bend to our own will. This is the blessing that comes when we leave behind our aloneness, when we gather together, when we turn towards one another. This is the blessing that blazes among us when we speak the words strange to our ears, when we finally listen into the chaos, when we breathe together at last. And during our meditation today, I invite you to breathe with me, to breathe together, and to breathe out into the world in which there is so much pain and suffering and woundedness. So let's begin by finding a quiet and comfortable space. Notice your connection with the earth, feeling your feet on the floor or the support of a chair or place where you're lying. And just take 3 deeper breaths, turning your attention inward. You might close your eyes or just have a soft gaze. Noticing your breath as it returns to its natural rhythm. Noticing where you feel the intake of breath. Perhaps a coolness as the air enters the nostrils or the back of your throat. Noticing the rise and fall of your belly, the expansion in your chest. Paying attention to your breath. As you inhale, imagine that you are breathing in the gift of life, being sustained moment by moment by the Spirit, the one who breathes the world alive for generations. As you exhale, let go of any distractions or judgments or other thoughts that are keeping you from being fully present to this moment. Breathing in the gift of life. Breathing out, releasing, surrendering, bringing yourself fully here. Allow your breath to drop your awareness From your head, the place of thinking and analyzing, down to your heart, place of feeling and integration. It's there where the divine spark resides. Take a moment to notice what you're feeling right now, not trying to change it, just honoring the truth of your experience and making room for it inside you. Remember what the mystics tell us, that the infinite source of compassion dwells in our hearts. Draw in that compassion, allowing it to fill you. Breathing in the gift of life. Breathing out, releasing, surrendering. Begin to feel your rib cage expand around your heart with each breath. The Latin word for spirit is spiritus, and is the root of the word inspire. When you inhale, you breathe in the Spirit's inspiring and enlivening presence. Allow that moment of fullness to connect you with the sacred presence always sustaining you. When you exhale, imagine releasing all that's not needed. Breathing the gift of life. Breathing in your connection with sacred presence. Breathing out, releasing, surrendering, setting aside all that comes between you and holy presence. And from this heart-centered space, with each exhale, send a wave of love and blessings. And with each inhale, just take a moment to breathe in these gifts of blessing and love yourself. Know that at this time we are breathing together. Breathing in gifts of blessing and love. And breathing out gifts of blessing and love. Breathing in And on the next exhale, extend your out-breath, allowing these waves of love and blessing to flow to communities and places throughout the world which seem chaotic and wounded right now. Hold them in love with a vision of wholeness. And in that vision of wholeness, lean into the one who is the source of all wholeness and all love. On each out-breath, extend that love and blessing out into the world. To all in need. Breathing in from that infinite source of compassion that dwells in our hearts. Breathing out with a vision of wholeness. Leaning in to the one who is the source of all wholeness. Extending blessings into the world. Breathing in and out. And if you're ready, allow your awareness to come back to your own heart space and rest for a moment in that gift of being, just being, resting into the one who holds us all. And here again, Jan's blessing, when we breathe together. This is the blessing we cannot speak by ourselves. This is the blessing we cannot summon by our own devices, cannot shape to our own purposes, cannot bend to our own will. This is the blessing that comes when we leave behind our aloneness, when we gather together, when we turn toward one another. This is the blessing that blazes among us when we speak the words strange to our ears, when we finally listen to the chaos, when we breathe together at last. Take 3 nice, slow, deep breaths. And let your awareness come back to the room where you're sitting or lying. Spirit in me greets the Spirit in you.